Yesterday, our city was devastated by a horrific, traumatic, and senseless act of gun violence at Huguenot High School's graduation ceremony. A graduation, a momentous day for many of our students, a day that should have been a moment of joy and celebration with friends and family, was taken away in seconds, and lives changed forever.
A targeted shooting at a Virginia graduation by a 19-year-old once again shows that gun control does not work. Welcome to another installment of the Connecticut Gun Bench. Today's video is brought to you by P.A.N. Firearms, LLC. P.A.N. Firearms, your NRA certification and multifaceted gun training. You can reach us at 203-300-6343 or use our website at www.panfirearmsllc.com. As always, there'll be a link in the description box below. And if you like my channel, like my content, and what I do here, you can support me with the link in the description box. Everything is appreciated. And let's talk about this. Now, this is truly tragic and unfortunate, but it once again shows the holes in the argument behind gun control. Now, you saw a little bit of the clip. I want to play it, the rest of it, just so you can get the context, because then we're going to come back and I'm going to take apart a few things. But let's go ahead and watch that first.
19-year-old man accused of opening fire in a deadly mass shooting in Virginia appeared in court today. He now faces murder charges. The shooting happened outside of a high school graduation in Richmond, killing 2 people. ABC's Justin Finch has the latest now from Washington.
What should have been cheers for the graduating class of Huguenot High School instead turning to screams as gunfire sent terrified students and their families scrambling for cover. Police arriving within 45 seconds to a theater near Virginia Commonwealth University in Richmond, where the graduation was held. Authorities later confirming 2 people were gunned down, 18-year-old student Sean Jackson and his stepfather Renzo Smith, both shot and killed. Sean's mother telling ABC News her family was there to celebrate his graduation. Sean's 9-year-old sister, also a victim, recovering in a wheelchair after being hit by a car while fleeing the area. One witness describing how the joy of those gathered quickly turned to grief.
I walked past this guy and he ran, and the next thing I know, he was shot. It was total chaos.
Sending multiple units to the area. All traffic stand by.
Authorities say 5 others suffered gunshot wounds. Officials say a 19-year-old suspect is in custody, facing 2 second-degree murder charges with possibly more to follow.
We believe there must be accountability for this violence.
Police say multiple handguns were found at the scene and believe the shooting was targeted.
I'm tired of seeing people get shot.
And the Richmond School District is canceling all graduation ceremonies until further notice. The Gun Violence Archive says so far this year, there have been 279 mass shootings. In Washington, Justin Finch, Channel 6, Action News.
Heard that and you saw that. Right off the jump, a 19-year-old with a handgun. Violation of federal law, violation of Virginia state law. Immediately. Murder is illegal. Once again, and from what they're saying, that this was a targeted attack means that somebody was in this guy's sight right from the word go, and it's unfortunate other people were injured because of it. But all in all, once again, this kid is breaking so many laws, it's frightening. Now, you heard in the video there where they talk about another mass shooting. See, that's the problem. You know, once again, I've talked about this before. They've changed the definition of what a mass shooting is. Okay? I think it's every town for gun safety. They changed the definition from the FBI definition, which was 4 people killed, if I'm not mistaken. They changed it to 4 people injured. So if there's an event where 4 people are injured by gunfire, it's a mass shooting. That's how they get to this really astronomical number. We've had 263 mass shootings because people are stupid. I'm sorry. People are uninformed. Because all they have to do is say, we've had 263 mass shootings, 263. And people immediately associate it with school shootings. Uvalde, also Colorado, and then, of course, Sandy Hook. They immediately associate the number with school shootings, which is nonsense. Dissecting this by looking at it for cause, where it's gang beef, family, a domestic issue that turns into gunfire. No, they don't look at it that way. They just try to get your mind to associate that number of 263 with school shootings. So then they can say, we need gun control. Well, we have lots of gun control, and yet these things keep happening because they're not addressing the problem. Let me give you this clip of what the problem is.
This weekend, what you saw on display is that everybody recognizes is that it's going to take all of us to unite this city and to build a better, stronger, safer city. Poverty didn't go away over the weekend. Like, we understand that when communities have been disinvested in and traumatized, that you're seeing the manifestation of that trauma.
Heard that and you saw that. There is your issue. We are not holding people accountable for what they do. We keep catching these people. Yeah, I guarantee you there's a 19-year-old has got a record. I guarantee he's been picked up before. I guarantee he's been arrested. And I guarantee they slapped him on the wrist and sent him right back into society, as they've done over and over and over again. Then they're shocked when it finally escalates to the point where the person kills somebody. This whole nonsense of equity in our justice system is causing people to lose their lives. And the only answer that these fools have, and I call them fools, have, is we need gun control. That only affects the people who will follow it. That's their answer. Not to hold criminals accountable. Let's go ahead and jump in here. Okay, this is Fox News. 2 killed, others injured at Virginia high school graduation ceremony. Is nothing sacred any longer. It's interesting that the shooter picked the graduation ceremony to actually do this. 19-year-old suspect in custody. Second graduation ceremony planned at Richmond Theater where the shooting occurred was canceled. 2 people were killed and 5 others were injured Tuesday after a suspect opened gunfire near Virginia Commonwealth University following high school graduation ceremony. VCU police said the shooting occurred around 5:13 p.m. at the area of Monroe Park near the campus Altria Theater after a recently concluded graduation ceremony for Huguenot High School. One of the victims killed was an 18-year-old male who had just graduated. The other was a 36-year-old male, police said. Their names were not released, but police believe the suspect knew at least one of the victims. Once again, gang beef. Richmond police said 5 others suffered various degrees of injuries. 2 people were treated for falls. 1 juvenile was struck by a car and sustained minor injuries that were not life-threatening, and 9 other people were treated at the scene for minor injuries or anxiety. So how many people were actually shot here? Okay, 2 people were actually killed, which is bad enough. Then the other 5, there seems to be a varying, list of cause of injuries, but it's called a mass shooting. But police also said a 19-year-old boy who was in custody will be charged with 2 counts of second-degree murder. Police recovered multiple handguns. This is why probably this story is probably going to go no further, because it wasn't a so-called assault rifle, because if it was, Biden will be down there in Virginia 2 seconds after it happened. But once again, they're not talking about it, and Biden's not going there, much like he did in Nashville, much like he did in Waukesha, Wisconsin. It just doesn't fit the narrative, because this is not some white supremacist shooting a bunch of black people. No, that doesn't fit the narrative, so we're just going to be hush-hush about it. No further details were given about victims, ages, or identity of the suspects. Richmond Public Schools said Thomas Jefferson High School canceled a graduation ceremony planned for Tuesday evening. The ceremony will be rescheduled. School board member Jonathan Young told Richmond TV station WWBT that graduates and other attendees were exiting the theater when they heard about 20 gunshots in rapid succession. Quote, that prompted, as you would expect, hundreds of people in an effort to flee the gunfire to return to the building, Young said. It materialized into a stampede, he said. Richmond Mayor Levi Stoney called the shooting traumatic for everyone, especially the youth involved. Quote, is nothing sacred any longer. We're going to do everything we can to bring the individuals who are involved in this to justice, not just for the families involved, but also the city, Stoney said. Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin said his administration was monitoring this terrible shooting and that state law enforcement is providing support to the Richmond Police Department. Okay, and then it just goes on to police. and there's no ongoing threat but a heavy police presence. Okay, that's fine. Let me come out of that. Okay, as you can see, multiple laws were broken prior to this event even happening. Laws that were enshrined on the books that this person just ignored. But the only answer these people tend to come up with, as I said before, is to create more gun laws. That would not prevent something like this from happening again, because let me be clear, and I've said this multiple times, and multiple times I've said this, they need this chaos. They need this tragedies. They need them because they can't pass gun control without them. That's why they are not going to solve the problem of crime and violence, because they can use it to push gun control. They need this chaos. That's why it's happening, because they have no interest in solving it. None. Because in the end, let's be logical here for a second. If you think that all of a sudden a complete unilateral gun ban like they have in Australia and England and so forth is going to solve the issue of crime and violence, you're sadly mistaken. Just remember, 4 times as many people are killed by knives than by so-called assault rifles. Okay? But let me know what you think. As always, you can leave your comments in the comment section below. And as always, any statements of violence or statements that lead to violence will be removed. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you're notified the next time a video goes live. I will see you on the next one. Peace.